Trudeau bends the knee. Canada will send 10,000 troops to border. Name fentanyl czar to delay Trump tariffs. Wow. We saw the fear mongers and on these leftist television shows, the mainstream media all echoing the same sentiment, saying like, oh, the cost of things are gonna go up and you don't bully your neighbors and all these other things to try to scare people. Oh, the stock market is dropping because of it, and all these other things they were saying on the mainstream media outlets. Now Trudeau actually went the way of the Mexican president and said, yeah, we're gonna send troops to the border. We're gonna protect the borders, and we even got a fentanyl czar out of it. So I knew this was gonna happen. I knew they were gonna bend the knee because in a trade war, Mexico and Canada will lose, and they know this. So of course they're gonna capitulate. So we're gonna talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Zero Hedge, and they report that in what is a carbon copy of Trump's tariff delaying deal with Mexico, moments ago, Canada outgoing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said that he too had bent the knee, i.e. had a good call with Trump, and that U.S. tariffs on Canada would be paused for 30 days after Canada, just like Mexico, agreed to send 10,000 troops to the border as part of a $1.3 billion border plan, which, quote, reinforces the border with new choppers, technology, and personnel, enhance coordination with our American partners, and increase resources to stop the flow of fentanyl. I mean, just look at what's happening when we have a competent president, a president that's willing to put the American people before other interests. Look at what happens. Look at what happens. Trudeau also said that Canada will appoint a fentanyl czar, list cartels as terrorists, just like we did, ensure 24/7 eyes on the border, and launch a Canada-U.S. joint strike force to combat organized crime, fentanyl, and money laundering. Wow, the Mexican cartel better watch out. The cartels better watch out, because now we got Canada doing the same thing. They labeled them as terrorists. Well, finally, the Canadian Prime Minister also signed a new intelligence directive on organized crime and fentanyl, and we will be backing it with $200 million. As a result of not only bending the knee, but bending over fully for the U.S. president, Trump's proposed tariffs will be paused for at least 30 days. This is to ensure that they don't back out of their deal. This is to ensure that they're going to stay true to their word. And you can see his tweet here, basically saying everything that I just stated. But shortly after Trudeau's post, Trump followed suit on his own Truth social network, writing that Canada, quote, has agreed to ensure we have a secure northern border and to finally end the deadly scourge of drugs like fentanyl that have been pouring into our country, killing hundreds of thousands of Americans while destroying their families and communities all over our country. You can see the truth. They call it the truth here. Trump concluded by saying that he is, quote, very pleased with this initial outcome, adding that the tariffs announced on Saturday will be paused for a 30-day period, quote, to see whether or not a final economic deal with Canada can be structured. Fairness for all. Amen. I mean, the globalists, I can see them seething right now. I can feel their anger that an American president has the audacity to put American interests first. This is amazing. This is amazing to witness, man. I mean, wow. Talk about win after win after win after win. I keep going back to what Trump said. I just keep going back to it because it's happening. And I was like, I mean, I've always been optimistic, but cautious optimism. It was what I was showing. But when Trump said, we're going to be winning so much, so much when I get in office that you're going to be tired of winning. And you know, I took it as hyperbole. Like, come on, man. Like, good. Come on. But it's happening. Like, it's when. I mean, I'm not getting tired of it though. Don't get that misconstrued. I'm not tired of winning. But the point is, we're going to be winning so much, win after win after win. Americans, I can see it. The economy is going to be booming soon. As soon as we get a few more things in place. But wow, the stuff that's happening right now is nothing short of amazing. I mean, it's crazy. But Trump has agreed to ensure we have a secure northern border and to finally end the deadly scourge of drugs like fentanyl that have been pouring into our country, killing hundreds of thousands it's blank for some reason. I guess it means of people. And I've seen it firsthand when I was working at the prison, watching the guy eyes roll back of his head, and he was like, I mean, you can tell this dude was like a goner until they pulled out that Narcan and hit him with the Narcan and saved the dude life. And I seen that multiple times when I was a therapist at the prison. It is a scourge on our world, that fentanyl stuff, because all it takes is a little drop and it can kill someone. It's crazy. But separately, the FT reported that all shipments arriving by mail from Canada and China will need to be cleared by customs from Tuesday onward as the U.S. moved to close a trade loophole that allowed low-value imports to avoid duties. Duties, they mean tariffs. Quote, without regard to their value, no mail shipment from China will be cleared or released by the Customs and Border Protection Agency unless and until formal entry is properly filed, the agency said in a document scheduled to be published in the Federal Register on February 5th. The CBP used the same language in a filing about tariffs on Canada, also scheduled to be published on Wednesday. Details on the CBP order requiring formal entry for shipments from Canada and China follows U.S. President Donald Trump issuing executive action imposing tariffs on goods from those countries. Trump's executive order stated that the articles applicable for tariffs would not be exempt from the so-called de minimis exemption, which allowed low-value imports to avoid duties. So when China supplies and stuff come in, no matter the value, they're going to have to pay those tariffs. Amazing. We got Zero Hedge putting here, and the trade war over. Mexican president, talking about the Mexican president giving in here. Then we got Claudia. She said, that's in Spanish. I'm not even gonna try to read that. But basically she's saying, yeah, we're capitulating is basically what she's saying here. I love it. We're winning. I'm amazed at what's happening right now. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.